Antibiotics save millions of lives every year. But what if they stopped working? Think about a world where a simple cut, a sore throat, or an infection in the urinary tract could kill you again. That's not science fiction. It's the world we're slowly moving toward. This is the story of antibiotic resistance, which is one of the biggest health threats of our time. The data from 2025 shows that it is getting worse very quickly. Antibiotics are meant to kill bacteria, but bacteria are changing to fight back. When antibiotics are misused or overused, the strongest bacteria survive and change, making new generations that don't respond to treatment anymore. This is antibiotic resistance, which is a biological arms race between medicine and germs. What are the main drivers? Overprescribing, self-medication, not finishing courses, and using it a lot in farming. Every extra pill and every dose given to animals to help them grow faster makes resistance worse. Because of this, infections that used to be easy to treat are now becoming impossible to treat. The most recent report from the World Health Organization, which came out in October 2025, paints a dark picture. In 2023, 1 out of every 6 bacterial infections around the world could not be treated with antibiotics. That's millions of people fighting infections that modern medicine can barely help. Resistance to major bacteria antibiotic combinations went up by more than 40% from 2018 to 2023. 8 pathogens, including E. coli and Klebsiella pneumonia, which cause common urinary tract and bloodstream infections, are now very resistant. In some places, more than 40% of these bacteria don't respond to antibiotics that are usually used as a last resort. Low- and middle-income countries are hit the hardest. This isn't because the bacteria are different. It's because their healthcare systems are weaker. Antibiotics are often sold without prescriptions, and infection control is limited. The data is clear. Antibiotic resistance is spreading from one country to another, and no country is safe. The number of people who have died is staggering. More people died from antibiotic-resistant infections in 2019 than from malaria or HIV, 1.27 million. The WHO says that if we don't do anything, there will be almost 2 million deaths every year by 2050. Bacteria that don't respond to drugs make common medical procedures risky. Antibiotics are used to stop infections after small surgeries, cancer treatments, and organ transplants. Every time you go to the hospital, you are more likely to get sepsis, have your organs fail, or die without them. We are seeing the building blocks of modern medicine fall apart, one mutation at a time. So, what is causing this crisis? First, people use it too much. People often get antibiotics for viral infections like the flu or colds, which they can't treat. Second, farming. Almost 73% of the world's antibiotic sales go to animals, not people. They are used to keep animals healthy and help them grow faster. That number could go up by almost 30% by 2040. Third, resistant bacteria spread faster when hospitals and communities don't do a good job of controlling infections. And finally, innovation has come to a halt. There aren't many new antibiotics being made because they're expensive to make and don't make as much money as drugs for long-term illnesses. The bacteria are changing faster than our medicines can keep up with. It is hard to fight antibiotic resistance. A lot of countries still don't have good systems in place to keep an eye on infections and patterns of resistance. We can't see what we're fighting without good data. When new antibiotics do come out, they are often too expensive or not available in poorer areas. The problem gets worse when hospitals can't afford infection control equipment or diagnostic tools. Pharmaceutical companies don't have much reason to invest in antibiotics because they aren't used very often. Long-term medications, on the other hand, guarantee steady profits. What happened? A smaller supply of new drugs, even as old ones lose their effectiveness. There is still hope, even though things are hard. We just have to act now. First, using antibiotics responsibly. You should only take antibiotics if a doctor tells you to. Never ask for them for viral infections and always take the full course. Second, keeping infections from happening. Improved hygiene, sanitation, and vaccination can diminish the necessity for antibiotics initially. Third, using fewer antibiotics in farming. Farmers and businesses need to switch to safer options, such as better animal welfare, vaccination programs, and better farming methods. Fourth, research and new ideas. Governments and international organizations should put money into new antibiotics, quick tests, and other treatments like bacteriophages or antimicrobial peptides. Fifth, watching and teaching. Keeping track of resistance around the world helps us predict and stop outbreaks. Public awareness campaigns are very important because people often misuse antibiotics because they don't understand them. And lastly, rules and working together. One country can't fix this problem by itself. Travel, trade, and food supply chains allow resistant bacteria to move from one country to another. The only way to move forward is for countries to work together. Antibiotic resistance is a problem that affects more than just medicine. It also affects society, the economy, and the environment. It puts everything from childbirth safety to cancer recovery at risk. But you still have time to act. Every choice matters. We slow down resistance when we use antibiotics the right way. We protect communities when we support programs that provide clean water, vaccinations, and ways to stop the spread of disease. We give science a chance to stay ahead when governments pay for research and surveillance. We might go back to a time when a small infection could kill someone if things don't change. But we don't have to let this happen if we make smart choices. Antibiotics changed the course of human history once. We have to make sure they keep saving lives, not lose their power. This is not a threat that is far away. It's happening right now, all over the place, without anyone knowing. Antibiotic resistance is a slow-moving pandemic that affects everyone, but we can still turn the tide if we are aware, responsible, and work together as a world.